yesterday evening, I went and watched Ballerina, from the world of John Wick, Ballerina, that is. And today, I'm going to tell you what I thought of it, and whether or not you should go watch it. This is going to be a spoiler-free review, up until I clearly indicate spoilers, like this. You will be given plenty of notice. I will not get into spoilers until the spoiler segment, and you can leave before that spoiler segment, because I will have said everything I need to say without spoilers. Without further ado, let's get straight into this. Ballerina follows Eve Macaro as she trains with the Ruscaroma and hunts the man who killed her father. It's a John Wick universe film set between the events of John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, and John Wick Chapter 4. And right off the rip, this did not really feel like it was a cash grab film like I was pretty worried about. I was worried when they included John Wick in the marketing of this film. I was worried when I realized he would be in the film, and I was hoping, okay, well, I'm really hoping they don't just make this John Wick 3.5, which I'm very thankful to say that they didn't. This felt like its own unique story. You felt like her own unique character, and that she had a story rather than it just literally being, because yet another thing I was worried about, I was worried that the studio was going to see the success of John Wick and go, oh, okay, we're just gonna tell that story again, but it's female. Eve actually felt like a real character with real emotions rather than just being a John Wick clone, like a lot of other action movies tend to fall into nowadays. The story is good. It's not amazing, but it's easy to follow. It's not boring, and it keeps you on your toes the entire time. In fact, I really liked this one sequence where you think something is going to happen, you think, and I'll get more into this in the spoilers, but you think something is going to happen, and then something completely different happens, and it really kind of throws you for a loop and throws you into a very chaotic sequence, which I really liked and appreciated. I like that they, again, didn't literally just copy the John Wick formula with this movie. The action is kind of it's most similar to John Wick Chapter 4 action, because the action is a little more chaotic, it's a little more improvised action. It's not just bullet gun, pow zap pow, ooh, he hits the 71st headshot of the movie. No, don't get me wrong, there is some gung fu like there is in John Wick, but it is not excessive, and there's a variety of different types of action scenes. It is not only bullet gun, pow zap pow action. There were, and I won't get into it here because it would get into spoilers, but there are two story beats that did feel a little forced, that felt not super essential to the plot, or that felt kind of confusing or plot hole-y, but they weren't major beats of the story, and they were resolved pretty quickly. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the spoiler section. But if you like John Wick movies or action movies in general, you should go watch this, and you should go see it on as large of a screen as you possibly can, with as good of sound as you possibly can, because this was a really great theatrical experience that I really enjoyed. Feeling the rumble of this one particular weapon, actually two weapons used in this movie, was really awesome, and really made the scenes stand out in my memory. And honestly, I'm just gonna be perfectly honest, the action in this movie, I think, is as good as the action in any other John Wick movie. It is fantastic. I really enjoyed this movie. Yeah, it's not cinematically a perfect film, but I really greatly enjoyed my time watching it, and I'm extremely glad I decided to watch it in theaters. So go give it a try. If you even think you're interested in it, go see it in theaters. It's very worth it, to me at least. And without further ado, we are now going to get into our spoiler segment. So this has been your warning. We are getting into spoilers. 3, 2, 1. The scene I was talking about where expectations fully get inverted is the gear up scene. In pretty much every John Wick movie, there's a classic scene where it's like, this is the pistol and it holds 17 bullets, it does this and this is your shotgun and it does this and this, and there's a scene that starts out like that, and they get about 2 guns deep, and then the wall blows up behind him. It's like, it's such an awesome moment of, oh wait, we're gonna have fighting now. Oh wait, this was a moment that, you know, according to the universe so far, we've been told that it's a safe moment, and, you know, it's a moment that you can breathe in the runtime. It's just them gearing up, but Eve is literally forced to fight, and forced to fight in a really, really cool way. I'm not gonna spoil it, so that you can, you know, be surprised and be floored by it, like me and Brennan. I went to see this with Brennan. Like we were, but the style of fighting that happens after that, oh my word, it's just so cool. There's a very extended flamethrower fight scene. If you've seen the trailer, you're aware of that there's, you know, a flamethrower fight. It's very, very good. It's an awesome fight scene, and honestly, that scene alone probably makes the movie worth seeing in the big sound theater, because the rumble that the flamethrower created was just absolutely awesome to feel. There's a character that we find out is related to Eve, and that was the story beat I was talking about earlier, not really making sense. I don't really know why they decided to do that. I understand, but I think it would have served the film better if they decided not to have that there, because it's a character we don't really care about all that much, and I don't know, I don't want to literally just straight up spoil it, which is why I'm not gonna, you know, go into it even in the spoiler segment, but that story beat felt a bit forced, and if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't think that made the most sense, and I think that could have stood to be left out or done differently. Oh, one more fight scene I gotta comment about. The plate fight scene, the bit where the plates get knocked over on top of the gun, and they're like stinking breaking plates over one another's head back and forth, is just so funny. Like, me and Brennan were just sitting there like cackling almost at this fight scene, because it's just funny. It's goofy. It's a goofy fight scene, and while the movie does take itself seriously, it is aware of what it is. It is aware that it is a good, fun action movie that doesn't have to be super, super deep, that doesn't have to be super, super insightful or anything like that. Not saying it's a bad movie, don't get me wrong, it's anything but a bad movie, but I really like that it stuck with the guns. It didn't try to... Not saying it didn't try anything new, it tried a lot new, but with the style of film, it didn't try a whole ton new with the style, and I appreciated that, because guess what? The style works. The style of the John Wick movies works very well. Also, the last thing I wanted to say was John Wick really, really makes sense in this story. Like, it didn't feel like they were just inserting him into the story to have him there, which I know some people are probably going to disagree with me about that, but his presence in the story made sense and added to the story, rather than just being like, oh guys, look at that, John Wick's there, John Wick's in the movie called From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. He doesn't detract anything from the story, and I would even say he adds to the story, unlike, he's not just a dumb Marvel cameo or anything like that. Dang, I'm taking shots at Marvel now. Anyways, that concludes our spoiler segment. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have seen John Wick Ballerina, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. And if you haven't seen it, go see it. It was a really, really fun, really great time. I'm going to be making some more videos about 87 North. That's the studio that made this movie. When those videos come out, they'll be right over here. And if you want to see a random video, you can check that out right over here. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see y'all later. It's a mosquito. If I move slowly and I move carefully, I can get him. Gotcha now, you nerd!